And what is going on, everybody? It is episode number 87 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. Everybody also smash that link on our post here. You can bring you right into our merch store. You can check out all the sweet HTH merch. You can just order online there too. They'll ship it right to your house. This obviously being episode number 87, it's the Sidney Crosby edition of Hat Trick Hockey. He's a 2005 first overall pick. He's played 1,085 games in the league, 505 goals, 876 assists, 1,381 points. He's a plus 196. This list, here we go. Here's his awards. He's a world under 20 gold medalist. He's a world championship gold medalist. He's a World Cup gold medalist. He's a under 20 silver medalist. He's a member of the Triple Gold Club. He's a two-time Olympic gold medalist. He's a Quebec Major Junior champion. He's a Marc Messier award winner for leadership. He's a two-time Art Ross winner for most points, two-time Hart Trophy winner for league MVP, three-time Ted Lindsay award winner voted on by the NHLPA, two-time Conn Smythe winner, and he's last but not least, he's a three-time Stanley Cup champion. No doubt he will be in the Hall of Fame first ballot. I'll bring in Rob, my buddy. What's up?
Fuck, you lost me halfway through that reading.
I know that's a big resume, man, but he's got to be first ballot now.
For sure.
If he's not, then I don't know what the fuck to say.
Like they could put him in the Hall of Fame while he's still playing.
They could probably put him in right now.
Yeah.
OV2. Could probably put them both in right now. So what's up? How was the weekend? We're recording early Sunday morning here. So Rob, I'm assuming playing a little guilty right now.
Rough, bro. I went to casino last night after our interview.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Got all banged up.
Did you win or did you play or were you just there?
I was just there.
Yeah.
Listening to the band and it was a great time. Had a great time.
Oh boy. Oh. Before we get going here, I want to give a big shout out to the Essex 11 or the U11 AE team. I got a message, I think, from one of the fathers, but they beat out LaSalle on Thursday to advance to the OMHA finals.
Awesome.
So we want to wish those boys the best of luck. The team there, let's go one more round. Let's bring her home. So before I forgot, I wanted to bring that up. So
maybe find out when their game is and we can put it out on our link and go check them out.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. So I just want to give a big shout out to those guys. So best of luck, guys. I know you guys listen once in a while, so good luck.
Yeah, don't repeat what you hear on this show.
Yeah, my God. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. You will get in trouble. So what else? Just kind of hung out all fucking weekend or what?
Yeah, I went to the Peacock after the Meg meeting on Friday, and yeah, just man, I gotta slow down.
I can tell in your voice you're playing fucking guilty today.
Oh, I'm rough. I just woke up like freaking 20 minutes ago.
I have to go to hockey, so I'm like on the mellow right now. Yeah. So on that note, let's just
away from me sometimes.
Yeah, let's just hop into her then. Let's
go.
So Trotz, their head coach, Trotz got his 900th win as the Islanders cruise past the Jets. His record as a coach, 900 wins, 659 losses, 166. That's like overtime losses or whatever. There's also 60 ties in there. He joins Scotty Bowman and Joel Quenneville for the only two over 900 wins right now. So that's a pretty good stat. Rob, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's get into this right now. So the Leafs, Jack Campbell's out now for a few weeks. He's got a rib injury. So Mrazek will start in the outdoor game today, the Heritage Classic. So they're saying Campbell's going to be out for 2 weeks or at least 2 weeks. So Mrazek is 10-5-0. He's got a 3.43 goals against. He's got an 884 save in 16 games. He's got 14 starts. That's in 14 starts, but he's been in 16 games. Are you confident in this right now?
Absolutely not.
even against Buffalo?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't pick the Leafs in this game either.
Really?
Nope. No.
I think I would take them today.
They're not impressing me at all. Like they allowed like in their last 10 games over 50 goals or something like that.
It's crazy.
It's something fucking ridiculous. It's like they're both playing for backup roles, not the starter role. Like, no, you take it. No, you take it. Like it's terrible. It's like I don't know what's going on, because remember, we'll say, I don't know, 5 episodes ago, Jack Campbell was in talks for the Vezina.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they hit a fucking wall, and
I'm pretty sure since January 1st, he's been one of the worst in the league.
They're the worst. I think they're the worst team in the league.
The craziest part is they score goals.
Yeah,
but they're allowing more
games.
But they're allowing more.
But where's your D on that too, right?
Yeah. But still,
they've been bad since they played Detroit. Remember?
10 that
they were up 10, on Detroit, and there was fucking 16 goals scored in the game or something like that.
10-7, I believe, is how that one ended.
Like crazy. Like,
yeah, that was nuts.
You can't take that into the playoffs. Like, how are you winning games? And you know what really pisses me off too about the Leafs is, so they got Ricci to get tough, and then they traded him.
Yeah.
So where'd your toughness go? Like, you can score as many goals as you want in the preseason just to get you there.
Well, they got Wayne trained there.
We got one guy.
Yeah.
They got one body banger on the fucking team. And who's your next guy? Spezza?
And he's back in the lineup today, by the way. I was just going to say that they had him scratch for a couple.
So Spezza?
Yeah, he's back. He's back today. They said he will be in the lineup today. Okay, let's just get to it. So when they lost to Arizona the other night, there was a call, or there was a missed call, shall we say, in fucking overtime. So Austin Matthews was held up by Chikrin, I believe is who it was, which he ended up scoring the overtime winner. But he kind of gave him like the one arm kind of hold or whatever, and might have knocked him off stride a little bit, but they were side by side. Okay. Matthews gets up, and people online were trying to torch me about it. I told a bunch of you muppets, because you guys obviously don't fucking watch hockey, pay attention. So they're side by side. Whatever happens. Matthews is looking at the ref, fucking waving his arms around like a dummy. Buddy goes right to the net, pass across, scores. So what I was saying online was, if he's not looking at the ref and he's actually just trying to stop the play, he might have been half a stride behind. I guarantee you that guy doesn't get a shot off it. He gets a stick on it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, him whining cost him the game.
Yep.
Should it have been a call? Yes. Yep. I'm not saying it shouldn't have been. It should have been a penalty. I agree with him on that aspect of it. But for all you kids at home, never give up on the fucking play. And that is exactly why you don't, because you lose games in overtime on stupid stuff like that. So I'm assuming that you've seen it, obviously, right?
Yep.
What did you get from it?
Same thing. Like, he quit on the play, and Crosby used to do it all the time too, like being his episode and all. Crosby used to cry and bitch and everything. But I never seen Crosby give up on the play like that. Like, you can go over and bitch to the ref all you want when the play's over, but you're right. He was half a stride behind him. Could have put a stick on him. Could have tugged his arm, with a hook or something, just like he got done to him when he basically grabbed the stick out of his hand. Yeah, but the ref was also right in the front. But Austin Matthews, you've been playing hockey long enough that the whistle goes away in overtime.
Yeah. Especially for something like that. Like, I can understand if he was like hauled down.
It was a bitch move. It was a bitch move.
But yeah, like, bitch at the refs after the whistle or something, man. Like, you know what I mean?
And he did. He did. Yeah. He skated right to him in the corner and started giving it to him, but the goal's already in. Yeah. Everybody's clearing the ice, right?
Yeah. I know. So, people were like, oh, it's the call should have been. It doesn't matter. The call wasn't fucking made, so the play was still going.
It's irrelevant.
And he gave up on the play. So
right.
So all you kids at home, all you kids at home, pick up your man. Don't stop until the whistle blows.
Whack him.
Yeah, like, whatever. Just something, man. So my Red Wings, Mark Stahl played his 1,000th game, which it also made NHL history. So the 35-year-old became the third Stahl brother to play 1,000 games in the league, making him, Eric, and Jordan the first three from the same family to play over 1,000 or more games. So the first trio. There's been two that have done it, but never three brothers that have done it. So that's pretty cool. So Mark was drafted number 12 by the Rangers in 2005. He made his NHL debut October 4th, 2007, after 4 seasons with Sudbury in the O. He's got 208 points. He's got 47 goals, 161 assists in 15 NHL seasons. He reached the Stanley Cup final in 2014 with the Rangers as well. So, yeah, and he's a big body. He's been a big help for the Wings on the back end. He's a big, like, leadership guy too. So we're loving him there. And with the Wings, I do like him there. I will say that. So, however, career, but that's pretty cool to have. Imagine their dad, fucking super sperm on that guy, 3 kids and have played over 1,000 games in the NHL.
Yeah, he's a stud, obviously.
Like,
well, they also had a lot of money to put their 3 kids through freaking, you know what I mean, travel hockey and all that. Like, that's incredible.
But think about how much money those 3 kids have made combined.
Oh yeah, mom and dad are well taken care of.
Oh yeah. So before we go into our interview, Jack Eichel returned to fucking Buffalo as a Vegas Golden Knight. And I guess he was just booed out of the building. Well, it wasn't out of the building, but it was booed quite a bit. He then did a little media scrum after the game, and his words, and I quote, he said, "That's the loudest I've ever heard this place." Okay. That was the one quote he said. And then he said, it only took them 7 years and me to leave for them to finally get into it. That's what he said.
Well, it is what it is.
Buffalo. So he was with them from 2015 to 2021, which was his NHL home. He was drafted by the Sabres, number 2 overall in 2015. He scored 355 points with them, 139 goals, 216 assists in 375 NHL games. He was also the face of the franchise there too. So, of course, they're going to be a little pissed off that he fucking is gone, So,
yeah. Well, it happens everywhere, right?
Well, allow the guy to have the fucking. If they would have just allowed him to have the surgery that he wanted to have, he would still be in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? They fucking ran him out of town. So
I don't understand why they get to decide what surgery he's going
to have. Because he's under contract, right? Yeah, so if that's
my body,
I agree with you. But if that's the surgery that they think is best, that's what they do, right? Like they fucking know. The guy with the book in his hand probably never played a game in his fucking life. But so what do you think? Should we flop over?
He's a doctor.
Yeah, no shit. Should we flop over to our interview?
For sure.
For everybody, this interview is brought to you by McGregor Colombian Club. They have a full breakfast menu, daily food specials, Wednesdays and Thursday cornhole leagues. Cornhole boards can also be put out at any time for you to play while you're there. The hall is for rent for weddings, work parties, anything in between. It is also located right on Walker Road, right in McGregor. So we'll flip it over to our interview. Absolute beauty. We have Joe Gagnon with us. Let's do it.
Roll it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, brought in one of the alumni here with us today.
Cheers, brother.
He's played 164 games here in Essex. He's recorded 39 goals, 76 assists, 115 points. He's a former assistant captain. He's a former captain. Let's welcome to the show, Joe Gagnon. Joe, what's up, man?
How's it going? I'm doing good. Welcome. Glad to be here. It's glad Rob invited me out, and just excited to be here and talk to you guys.
Good.
Bro, I bumped into him. Like every time I bump into him, it's a fucking beautiful smile on this guy's face, right? Every fucking time. And he brings out the best in everybody. So a couple weeks ago, I bump into him. We have a bunch of beers.
He comes into the neighborhood of Eagle Crescent, yeah.
So like, and they live right behind Fox Glen, right? So we drink a bunch of beers there, and like every time you bump into him, it's like you bumped into him yesterday. You know,
it's like we just start back up where we were, right? Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah, it's all good.
So you grew up like Essex boy, right?
Yeah, I grew up in McGregor, town of McGregor, but I played hockey in Essex all my life and baseball in McGregor. And still live basically in McGregor. Now they call it Amherstburg, but in Essex, I guess. But
yeah, you can throw a softball from the city of the town of McGregor to his house. Well,
Yeah,
he could. I couldn't.
I don't know if I could anymore. I'd still try.
That's funny. So what about like hockey and stuff? Did you always play like freaking travel growing up, like until you got into like junior, obviously? But
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, started just like everybody else in Essex, the Timbits, if it was called that back then, and Pee Wee Bantam. Traveled pretty much the whole way until my underage year when I was 15, turning 16, and that's what I started with playing junior C for the 73s.
Now, going through like your younger years, like who were some of your awesome coaches? Like, there's been so many coming out of Essex.
The biggest coach I had, who most of the years, was probably Bill Belair.
Okay. Yep.
So I don't know if you know
the can kicker?
Phil Belair. Yeah, the can kicker.
Yeah,
he would. He was hilarious. I love Bill. He was a hard ass, but he was great. I mean, that's what kids need. They need, nowadays, somebody who can put them in line and discipline, right? Yeah. That's the problem.
They're not afraid of anything.
You need that. You need that. If you hurt some feelings, whatever, it's not the end of the world. Like
it all starts with, in all honesty, I think, Joe, it starts with parenting, at home. Yeah. If you're letting your kid get away with shit at home, and then he comes to the arena and tries to tell the coach, like, no, I'm going to play with this guy and this guy. They're like, I'll put this fucking garbage can on top of your head and bang the shit out of it. But there's nothing like that. It's like, okay,
yeah,
you want to play with that? Well, I don't want to upset anybody.
Yeah, so Bill was good with discipline, and I think everybody thrived on that. We knew when he came in, when we had a bad period or a bad shift or whatever, and he comes in the dressing room and started and kick that garbage can, we knew we better get our asses together and get moving.
Did he ever flush the toilet and said, that's what I think about that period?
Yeah, he did that. The other thing he did in the toilet was he would, when he was taking a piss, he would, this is kind of funny. So he would take a piss and then he would slam the lid down and he'd say, "Oh," like it freaking caught him in like he had a 12-incher. That was pretty funny. So he had a funny.
You start calling him foot after that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Baby arm. Yeah, he was funny though.
That's funny. Hey, so going in the camp, you said you were what, 15 years old when you went in the camp? Because you went in underage, right?
Yeah, I was an underager when I started. So that's kind of, I know I was an underager and an overager. So that's kind of how I got all my games played in. But you just went in the camp and, made the team. And it was from there.
Camp had to have been fucking nuts then. Like back then, camp was probably a lot different then than it is now.
Oh, I don't know how it is now, but I mean, back then, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Back then they were looking for that. Make sure you can hold your own,
Yeah.
I was kind of like an in-between. I wasn't an enforcer. I wasn't the goal scorer. I was kind of like, call it the jack of all trades, do a little bit of everything. So whatever I could anyways. Oh, I love digging in the corners and that was, get in front of the net, whatever, make some shit happen, do what you got to do.
Yep. Like we talked, I talked to a bunch of guys that play with him. So they said Joe was kind of on.
So I remember his name. Yeah. So it was in Bell River. I remember the fight exactly because I was like 15, whatever, 16, whatever my underage year was.
20.
And he was 21. He was the overager and he was a Golden Glove boxer. And they're like, Joe, just don't worry, get in there and just take it or whatever. So we're mucking it up in front of the net, in front of the goalie. And all of a sudden we end up behind the net. And me and him are just going at it like this Golden Glove boxer against me who, I've got maybe one fight under my belt, if that, in junior, you know what I mean? So, I stood my own, but I'm going to admit, I took a lot of punches, but I stayed up the whole time.
Fuck,
But,
man.
you know, I came out a little bloody, but I mean, I think I got a few in. I don't know. I wasn't in the crowd, but it felt like I got a few.
My
You know,
God.
Do you remember?
he was, I
Coming
think
back
John
to the-
Archer. I think his
Yeah.
name, John
Yeah,
Archer. Yeah.
Yeah, one of your good friends told me that story. Now, do you remember coming into the dressing room what he said to the boys? Do you remember that?
I don't know if it was that fight, but it was one fight where it was in Bell River where I said, I'm going to fight that guy again. Was that the fight?
No.
Oh.
So you come in the dressing room.
That's another story.
He comes in the dressing room and he's got fucking welts all over his
Oh.
face. He's like, fuck, was that guy tough?
That'd probably be, what else are you going to say, right?
Yeah.
I bleed
Wow.
easy.
Is it
What can I
bad?
say?
Does it look
Yeah,
bad?
does it look bad? It's,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
only one cut, but there's
Yeah.
blood everywhere.
Not
now.
so much here. It's,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I've seen those before. It's like we're.
But
guys
you know,
coming-
certain guys, they fight and they get hit and they don't see any blood. I'm like, I'm the type of guy, you hit me and you're going to see some blood. Like, that's
Well,
just the way it goes.
Sean McCabe,
Yeah.
he was a bleeder, eh?
Yeah. He was a
Because
bleeder. Yeah.
He said, I'd wait, 5-6 punches in and then I would go. He goes, until I saw blood,
Then
it's
you
his
know you're
own."
ready.
It's
Yeah.
his own.
That's-
I better get my ass moving.
Jesus, that's crazy.
He said he had to get mad, like he had to fucking let's go.
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah.
Are you a Leafs fan?
I am a Leafs fan.
For
Yes.
fuck's sakes.
Yes. We're
fuck
going to
your
flip
Red
this.
Wings.
Gonna flip this upside down, hopefully, pretty
Rob,
or the other way.
Rob's been trying to flip that for a year and a half.
Hey, this could be his year. I don't know.
Fucking fingers crossed.
They're,
Fingers crossed.
I mean, their numbers are looking good. They may not look that good when they're playing, but they're up there. So
It's
We'll see.
goaltending. That's a little scary
Yeah. all
right
right.
now.
Yeah.
So I also noticed that 4 of your 6 years there, you wore a letter.
Yep. I wore some kind of letter. C
Yeah,
or
that's
A.
what I mean. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty nuts. So like you were what 16 when you got an A?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good, man.
So your second year in, you got a letter.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I had I don't even remember. I mean, I got a couple of the old jerseys collecting dust in my closet. I don't even remember if it was, what year was what, but it all blends together after you play for 6 years for one
Mhm.
team.
You should hang
So-
them up in the man cave, man.
Yeah, maybe.
So like
I got the man cave going. I got
like,
one.
I always ask, like, what was it like? So walk us through like how you get called up, how you get invited to camp. Because it's this big deal. Like everybody that grows up around here wants to play for the Threes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, it was just, I got called. I was playing, I was playing whatever was a band. That wouldn't be Bantam. It would be midget at the time, or it might have been Bantam when I was 15. Whatever, when I was 15. And then
I
they
think
said,
it's
hey, Joe,
Bantam.
you want to come? And like, so I think I played a game before I tried out, right? So they pull you up and kind of see how you play when they're low on guys.
Right.
So I played a couple games like that. And then, I held my own. I played okay. And then I just kind of stuck with it. And they said, oh, might as well just, because I think back then you were allowed 2 people. You were allowed 2 underagers.
Okay.
And then once you get in there, you can kind of, you stay with it. So, I mean, I wasn't a third line or a second liner. I was, fourth liner and get lucky to play a third line once in a
7
while. And
minutes.
7, yeah. So, but it really wasn't hard. I mean, I think I just put the effort in and, got lucky or whatever you want to call it. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I don't think it's luck. I think it's skill that you've obviously like I said, you're growing up. Like when you were growing up watching the Threes, who were your favorite like guys to watch? Like, did you grow up watching like Lee Jones and Kevin Miller and
Yeah.
those guys?
well, Lee Jones was one of our coaches. So
Okay.
I know Lee, he coached us.
we're gonna
you
get
know,
him on the show too.
Yeah, he coached us. But I mean, I just grew up with hockey in my blood because I have like my dad has 12 brothers and sisters.
Jesus.
So the Gagnon family, they had a lot of hockey in them. So I mean, you look at the names that were on that nominated list, and
Are you related to Dave?
yeah, Dave, the
Played
goalie
for
is
the Red Wings?
yeah,
Yeah.
Dave's my cousin.
Okay. I played
So-
softball with him.
And then there was, I think, 3 other of my uncles that were on the list for the Hall of
on
Fame.
that top 100.
On that, yeah. So there was Louis, Luke, George. So George Gagnon, he played goalie for the Kalamazoo Wings, K Wings,
Oh, shit.
and Dave was also a goalie. He played a game or 2 for the Red Wings.
Yeah, Brett Hull.
Brett Hull scored his
His
40th or
was it
50th.
40th or 50th?
Ah.
I think it was 50.
One of them.
He's like, what a fucking snapper he's got.
Yeah, that was the one claim to fame he had playing for the Red Wings. I got scored on by Brett Hall for his 50th.
For his 50th. They sent him right back down right after that.
At least that was a good one.
He's a fucking great guy.
Yeah, hey, that's just when you reach in the net, pull out the puck, and go, "Here you go, Mr. Hall. Here's your 50th."
Fuck that. Stuff it in your shorts.
Yeah, give him a different one.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that, I mean, I had a lot of hockey growing up from my uncles and stuff. They all played hockey. They played for, the 73s. St. Clair College was a big team back then.
Yep. Dale Flood played for the.
Yeah, that was like one of the dream teams, I guess. The St. Clair College team was like, you got to get a few guys on there, do a little thing on that. But they were pretty amazing from what I heard. I mean, I didn't know anything about St. Clair College.
I think Flutter went all his years here, and then his last year left. I don't know if he left after the end of it, but then went and played for St. Clair College. And I want to say they won a cup.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. So that's kind of how, that's where the hockey came from, in my family. Kind of grew up watching them play and just, started when I was 4 or 5 years old. My parents signed me up and started skating.
Skating out on the fields out there.
Skating on the ponds. Yeah. Skating wherever. Yeah. Skating on there's one underneath Fox Glen. We used to skate underneath the bridge at Fox Glen. There was like a.
And that place where you hit all the balls in the water?
Yeah.
Actually,
but I haven't golfed there yet. But I do find water every time I'm on the course.
Well, every time I go there, I fucking take a ball out of my bag and I throw it in the drink first before I even tee off. So I've already put one in there, and I never have put one in there after.
I should try that.
Well, if you want to come out, there's a beer fridge in the back of my backyard. So if you're ever golfing, just walk over and. The fridge is always stocked, so
it rolls right into his backyard. Like, is that,
not quite.
Is that the ninth hole?
No, it's actually I back onto like the warehouse, the maintenance shed. Michelle's is
her backyard.
If you hit, you'll hit one into her pool if you'll hit water, but it'll be a pool hazard.
You will for sure.
Ask Rob. I will find water if it's 3 holes over. I will find it.
He hits it 400 yards.
Yeah,
but it only actually registers as
it does that
200. It almost comes back.
Are you a righty or lefty?
I hit right, but if I actually hit it straight, like I could smash it. If I hit it straight, it's just a matter of hitting it straight.
Just doesn't know where it's going.
No,
just a matter of getting that right swing and dialing it in. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's kind of the way I am in golf. Like if I smack it, it'll go. But
but you're pulling it just like you.
But I'm a lefty. Like I'm a lefty in hockey, lefty in golf, lefty in baseball.
I'm right.
I right and. Well, whatever else I do, right?
What's the stranger to the left?
That's strangers, yeah. That's Pamela.
Pamela Henderson. Hey, where did you get your first junior C goal at? Was it at home? Was it nice? Was it shitty? Do you remember it?
I don't even remember. I could pretend and make up a story. Let's go with more. Let's go with Moortown. I don't know. I don't really remember.
Bar down.
Yeah,
it was bar down.
I don't really remember. No, it's one of those things. I just played hockey. I didn't really save any pucks or anything, or I just did my thing. And
you're like in the back of your mind, you're thinking about puck bunnies, and you're like, fuck, I know a great place to go parking, because the rumor has it that all the places in Essex County.
Wow. Yeah, I've had the flashlight. Let's say I've had the flashlight in the door as a truck. Or car, or whatever I was driving at the time, in the Essex 73's parking lot.
But my brother Kenny told me a story that he was listening to AM 800 or something like that, one of the call-in shows. And you called in and you're like, oh, and you guys want to know where to go. And I swear it was Joey G.
It probably was. I do call in to AM 800 just for the record, because I just try to set their record straight, because they're like whatever. But I probably did. Yeah, no. We got caught by the cops, me and my wife right now. That's a joke. I say my first wife. No, she's my one and only. She's awesome. We met young and just stayed. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah,
that's so awesome. And I got to meet her for the first time. I have never met her, which surprises me because I see you everywhere. Yeah, you know what I mean, out and about, whatever. But I got to meet her a couple weeks ago, and what a fucking beauty. Did she put up with this shit?
Yeah, no,
It's
she's
fucking fantastic.
She's amazing.
She's
yeah.
an angel.
Oh
She's
yeah.
an angel.
Yeah. She always says, well, you know everybody, Joe. I'm like, well, I don't know her. I just, I'm put myself out there and I talk to people and whatever. And I don't hold back. I don't hold back. Like if I'm at a bar or something, I'll go talk to, if I'm here with you at the bar, well, it doesn't mean I'm not going to go talk to somebody else. Right. Whatever. Kind of, you know what I mean?
Happened to me last night.
Yeah.
Buddy,
at the old Peacock.
Hey, we were at the Peacock last night and Buddy says, hey, you want to go to Peacock? I'll go to Peacock with you. I'm like, okay. But like, so I sit down with him for the first fucking whatever, 20 minutes, not even. And then I'm like, okay, I got to go mingle. Wow, I fucking danced the floor right up the bar. And they give me a ride home again. That's how fucking amazing the Peacock is. They fucking give me a ride home again.
I gotta check it out. I haven't been there yet. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll drive out to Gregor, but you can always stay here.
Hey? Yeah, where's the extra bed? Is there an extra bed down there?
Yeah, upstairs. In there.
All right.
Figure it out.
There's always room there.
Right on.
Hey, your first, I think, 2 years you got a little bit of playoff hockey, right? Because I know it kind of sucks to say, but the last 4 years you guys didn't actually make the playoffs. But I know the first two. Now, the first year you guys lost to Amherstburg, I think it was 4-1 series, right?
Yeah,
I believe it
was. The Vikings? Was it the Vikings at that time?
It was the Vikings.
Yeah, they were the Vikings back then. Yeah.
Were you like nervous playing that at such a young age?
I'm
like
guaranteed
playing the playoffs
before he fucking played.
Well, that's yeah. There was
I
always the pregame jitters. I think
he dumped before we come on air.
Well, so did I. Obviously,
kind of. We had the pregame jitters.
I'm like, Rob, I just came from work and there was no bathroom, so I gotta go wash my hands. I told him I gotta go wash my hands. Then he walks in after and has to brush his teeth. Yeah. Well, when you work in demolition, like you get your hands dirty, so
just blow shit up. Don't get dirty. That's funny. Blow shit up, level it.
Yeah, because I seen because they beat you guys the first year and then you guys beat them the second year.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's right.
You guys beat them 4-1, but then you guys went into the next round against Lakeshore now, and you guys got swept.
Yeah.
Were they always super good? Like Lakeshore?
I think we were pretty much toe to toe. Like I think we were pretty much anyone could have won either game back then against Amherstburg. But I know our biggest rivals were Bell River back then. Like it was Bell River and Essex.
And before it was Leamington, right? Before Leamington went to Junior B.
Yeah, we played Leamington. They were always a good matchup too. Yeah.
Because I remember fights in the stands against Leamington, fights in the stands, fights on the ice, fights in the parking lot. Like, they would bring bus loads. Like they would try and take over half the arena. And the people that didn't get in, because like you could ask Tom, Pop, and Ma, people are sitting on the rafters in the old barn. You know what I mean? Like it was fucking amazing. That was when hockey was hockey.
Exactly.
And it was.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the kids are pussies now, but back in that era, men were men.
Yeah, you need more fighting in hockey. I think there's like the way
itself, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, police itself. Yeah, if somebody hits your goalie, somebody does something, like you got to be able to go after that guy, and you do what you got to do. Like nowadays, nobody instead of hooking the guy or instead of like hooking and grabbing and whatever, slapping him with your stick or, just go fight him, get it out, get it out of your system. And that's, I think what, is missing.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
It is, but it's not going to be, you know what I mean? Like we talked about this on the show before about, like Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, those guys will never be in a fight in their entire career.
Mm-hmm. No, unless they're backed into a corner and they got to try to get their way out.
Remember last year in the playoffs when buddy from Montreal, Anderson or whatever, he's got Matthews behind the collar and he's yanking on him and fucking Matthews is just laughing like, what? No, you did that to fucking Chris Nyland, Wendell Clark. You're fucking eating fists.
Well, I understand like the goal scorers, whatever, but you got to have those guys that protect you, right? The Ty Domies and the
Sidney Crosby would not take that.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen him fight much, but I mean, he would.
Fought.
Yeah, he's fought.
Not
yeah,
gonna take the shit that.
He would at least like maybe
turn around, wrestle you, grab your helmet, poke you in the eye, slash your finger off,
do something. He's
done that shit.
Matthews is a big boy too. Like I imagine if he fought, he should be able to fucking handle himself against someone
Absolutely.
that's his kind of
Absolutely.
match.
He's a
Like,
big
you know what I
dude.
mean? I'm not
He's a
saying he's
big
gonna
dude.
fight fucking like freaking Reeves or somebody, but I mean, like, if he fights a guy like him, he'd be fine.
No, but it's like guys like Foligno and shit like that are just Marchand, shit disturber.
Yeah.
Those guys will fight. Matthews, he doesn't have to. Like, and I get it. He's very pretty, you know, like
He needs
but
to.
you've already
wants to.
lost some teeth moving the net with your face.
Yeah.
Fuck, drop the gloves. Show everybody what you're all about.
He needs
You
to.
can score 50 fucking goals, but can you drop the mitts?
I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll place a bet on it. I'll give you like 4-1 odds.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take that back. For his entire career, he's not going to scrap.
No.
I bet you.
Be like Phil Kessel. I'd rather go eat a hot dog and fucking.
Yeah, but Kessel's fought though.
No, he was swinging his purse. Like, remember, he fucking had that purse.
Yeah, but he had that guy fucking bleeding all over the map.
See that meme?
No, but I can picture
He's hacking like, but somebody puts
a purse in his hand. Oh shit!
He's whacking. So
I think the guy that he fought during that brawl in Toronto against Buffalo, I believe, was like Ryan Flynn or something. Was the guy that he fought, but Kessel had him leaking pretty good during that one though.
I'll have to look it up.
Like he actually, it was that brawl that John Scott went after
Kessel.
Kessel. Clarkson jumped off the bench. It was that brawl.
Oh yeah,
and Kessel fought a guy. He did good.
Before the game even started, or
it was preseason. It was preseason, and fucking
preseason.
Clarkson missed like 11 games. You got a stupid suspension.
It's automatic 10 games when you leave the bench. In the show, 10 games automatically, no questions asked.
Yeah, that's shitty.
You got John Scott going after fucking Phil Kessel. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
I get it. He's not even a weasel on the ice. He doesn't stick anybody. No, but if anything, he's never even fucking been in the corner. So you know what I mean? So
John Scott actually told the fucking whole thing about how it went down, and he said to Phil, "I'm sorry, Phil, but I'm jumping you when the puck drops." Like, that was what he said to him, because something happened during the game, so that's why he said it.
So somebody did something to their good player,
did something to one of their guys,
and they went after him.
Yeah, well, that's fine, and that's teaching them a lesson. Yeah. It's like, hey, don't do that next time.
Right.
And
it's pretty basic.
That was his exact words. "I'm sorry, Phil, but I'm jumping you when the puck drops." And then all that shit happened.
Like, let me go put my stick back and get my purse.
If that's the case, I'm gonna my leg hurts. Okay, I'm gonna go off.
Yeah, 10 games is way too much for jumping the bench. I mean, give him a game, whatever, 2 games. But 10 games for jumping the bench because you're going to protect somebody that did something to your guy.
I'm sorry. The ice and then jump out there, man. So it's even. So it's not fucking. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It might fly under the radar a little bit. Probably not, because there's cameras everywhere. But
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, whatever.
And what do you think about that incident with the guy who punched the ref? Have you heard about that?
The guy that got banned from hockey for life.
Yeah, how do you get banned from hockey? So I don't know if you heard about
Jeff
that.
Kugel.
Like, that's a little extreme for me. I mean, banned from hockey for life.
This guy got banned. He can't play anywhere.
He came on the show and.
Oh, did he? Oh, he talked about.
Sean Avery fucking starts all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And Kugel just fucking jumps the bench, runs around, fucking sucker punches one guy, and then goes to grab another guy, and the guy fucking tears off. And so then he basically does like the Steve Austin fucking.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, "Yeah, come on in, we're gonna talk." And he goes, and I thought this guy was talking to me like he was my uncle. Like,
Branch.
Yeah, Branch. And he's like, next thing you know, I got a life suspension. I can't go to the Q. I can't go to the C. I can't go anywhere. They're all honoring this fucking suspension.
It's almost like cancel culture has entered hockey. Like, that's kind of the way I see it. I don't know if you guys know that whole term, but
I don't.
No,
never heard of it.
Have you heard of that term, cancel culture?
I think I've heard of it like once or twice, but
yeah, it's basically you get canceled for doing something that's, you know what I mean? You're banned. Jail? Yeah, it's like Facebook jail. It's like kind of like that. Yeah. Like, it's just, you know, the way kind of the world's going. It's bullshit.
Don't say too many bad things. Don't have an opinion.
Don't have an opinion. Exactly. Yeah.
You might hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's exactly it. Don't hurt someone's feelings. Yeah.
Fuck you, Karen.
On this show, we don't fucking care.
No, we don't.
Exactly. Well, there's
only a couple things we've had to take out of this show.
Yes.
Cough.
Cough Joe.
Okay, can you give us a story about like playing with Joe McLeod and McCabe and Bruiser?
Yeah,
You played with Bruiser.
well, those are like the three guys who kind of influenced me or had an influence, because they were about 3-4 years older than me, right? So they were like the hardcore
great role models.
Yeah, they were great role models. Joe McLeod, Sean McCabe, Bruiser, Dennis Firth. They were all I looked up to them. Dennis was the enforcer.
Yeah.
McCabe was also the enforcer. McLeod could be too. All three of them could be. So but just a bunch of great guys. They, took me under their wing, and, they were there to protect you. If I was in the corner, mentor, if I was in the corner getting hit or whatever, they'd come smashing behind me. Like, it was, you protected one another. You're for the team, right? You're not there playing by yourself. You're there as a team, right? You're not trying to pad stats. You're not you're just there, trying to protect your team, your goal, all your guys. Right. So they were, excellent.
Did Donnie McDermott coach you?
Yep.
Okay, so was he a 73s coach?
Yep, Donnie McDermott coached us. With Jamie McDermott was playing with us too, his son.
Oh, you didn't cut him that year?
No, he didn't. No. We used to call him Nig. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on the podcast.
We are what we are. We try to keep it on.
No.
It was you did tell the story about it without using the nicknames. It was fucking awesome.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's no offense to anybody. So, but that's
one of the funniest episodes is when he explained to us how he got that name. Was a good one. When he sat down with us. And he explained to us.
See, I don't think I ever heard the story.
Listen to his episode; it's hilarious.
So I'll tell you a funny story. And I'm like, Donnie and what's his mom's name? Pam.
Pam. I'm thinking it could be. That rings a bell. I don't know 100%, but
they're at one of our baseball games, and Brad and Jamie are on the team.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in front of them. I don't know that's
his parents. Yeah.
Like I didn't see them come up, right? They're sitting in the chairs behind us, and I'm like, those fucking McDermotts are built like greyhounds. And
tall and lanky. Yeah.
No, Joe Gagnon goes, "How do you mean?" And I'm like, "Fuck, they're all cock and ribs." And I hear, "Oh my god!" I turn around.
His mom's behind you.
It's Donnie.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh fuck. It was so funny. But then right from that, they just loved me after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, he was a great coach for the 73s, Donnie McDermott. Yeah. Props to you, Don. Yeah, he also golfs at Fox Glen too. I see him out there golfing all the time.
Try getting him on the show. I just called him Friday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, Donnie, come on the show. And he's like, I don't do that.
What do you mean you don't do that?
You'll sit down and talk the shit out of my ear about things that have happened. And you know what? This is the one thing that I love about Donnie McDermott is that he has never played that favorite card. He wasn't the political guy, like, oh, he's a Miller, he's a McDermott, we're gonna keep him. Nope.
No.
Cuts his own fucking kid off the team.
Well, you got to get out of that whole nepostism thing with hockey.
Absolutely. If you want to build a good fucking, but like still here to this day, you take let's see, before the COVID.
Fuck COVID.
Well, so we'll go 3 years ago, right? Before the COVID, 3 years ago, I couldn't tell you a kid from Essex that played on Essex.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we got? 8, 9?
Oh fuck.
You know what I mean? We got Woodsley, we got Bell River, we got, you know what I mean? And I like, and me and Mike and Ant, we've talked all about it. You want fans to come and fill the seats, you got to bring hometown kids in.
Yeah, well,
right?
For sure, yeah.
So, like, I guarantee you, because you played with the 73s, there was 10 people that went to watch you play hockey.
Well, I'm sure.
And then you
came from a big family.
You bring in but you bring in Joe McLeod. You bring in
but if you get somebody from Strathroy, who's going to?
I know this kid.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to watch him. I'm going to watch you. Yeah. And then like Sean McCabe would say, he's like, I'm in the grocery store and we lose the game and like I let the town down.
Yeah.
And then he was like, like, hey, tough game last night. I'm in food land or whatever. And he's like, tough game last night. He's like, like we really tried. And like I want to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, you'll get him next time. You know what I mean? Like it's great to bump into the local hockey guys like Shirky and fucking Chittle and Halsey and Smitty and like it's awesome to see these guys in town and say, hey, yeah, that was a great game you played last night.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And yeah, to your point about like how hockey nowadays is like, okay, who do you know? Where you're gonna, you know what I mean? Where you're gonna go? You're basing your team off of that. That's bullshit, right? You got to base your team off who's getting on the ice and who's putting in the effort and who's gonna give you goals and who's gonna do their job for your team. It's not based on what your last name is. It's not based off of any of that bullshit.
Well, you play for the crest, right?
You play for the crest. You play for your home team, right? So. Like I have a friend of mine, he has 2 kids, right? They play Windsor hockey, Windsor minor.
Yep.
And they got the short end of the stick. Like they got shafted.
Like
politically, yeah. Like I don't want to name names, but I could because this went to lawyers. This went like tribunal stages. And my friend of mine, he won the case against Windsor minor hockey. So this is something that he's not like allowed to give me details on it, but that's what was happening as a kind of like snapshot.
And that fucking drives me nuts.
Well, let me see if I can put this in perspective. That's the coach keeping his kid and letting the other kid go when he's 3 times better.
But it was also the head of minor hockey supporting the coach in this instance.
Right.
So his
family.
If you know a name Dean, his first name's Dean. I won't say his last name, but I could.
Dude, do you know how many teams that I was on growing up that kids were on the team because like dad was the coach or this or that or whatever?
Yeah.
And then not to mention like that kid's on he's out on a 5-on-3 or something. And like,
I look down on the power play.
Like 3 of our best players on the bench. It's like,
what the hell? Yeah.
Like,
I want to get him a goal.
We're down a goal
bullshit.
and it's 5-on-3 and we got 3 of our best guys sitting on the bench. So buddy can go out and play on the power play. Like you fucking.
And he's skating in fucking circles, toe dragging like me.
Or falling over or something. Like, fuck, man.
Fuck, my skates were charred, bro. Seriously.
So, let me tell you, as much as I hate to say it, I played in fucking Harrow, like growing up my whole life playing fucking travel. And I left Harrow and played in freaking Amherstburg because of that. That was one of the main reasons why I fucking left Harrow. Is because I was sick of the fucking politics.
Yeah, we got to eliminate politics from sports altogether. That's it. Sports, and that's it. Like you play the game, like, and that's it. You eliminate politics out of it all.
Well, you know why they didn't want to they kind of blackballed you, and is because they want to listen to your mom and dad.
Oh fuck! My mom coached us half the fucking time.
Your mom would fucking beat the brakes off anybody.
But you know what though? For the most part, we got lucky when it come to that because our like mom and dad weren't like those crazy hockey parents. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were like, if you got rocked because you had your head down, then that's your fault. Get up. Like, you know what I mean? Like we were always told if something better be broke, if you're fucking laying on that ice, or you better be knocked out or dead, get up. But like, you know what I mean? Like that's how we were taught to play.
Just saw it at the 73s game fucking Tuesday night. Buddy fucking goes into the boards and like, I don't know if he like kind of twisted his ankle. Fuck, he's down for 10 minutes. And then they get him up. And you know, everybody.
Yeah. Next shift, he's buzzing around.
Bro, he walks into the Essex bench. And he's playing for Petrolia. He walks into the Essex bench, into the little hallway. He comes out the other fucking right back onto the bench, fucking wheels down and spots one.
Huh.
I'm like,
so what was your issue there? Yeah. What was your issue on the ground?
My dad would have beat the fucking brakes off me if I stayed down that long.
God. Yeah,
my dad would have been hanging over the glass.
And you're wheeling. Like I thought, I'm like, holy fuck, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
He fucked something up. Like
that's one thing I've never laid down on the ice, and never. Like I've never broken a bone. I never really had to, leave the ice.
Yeah. What would your dad say? He'd say, rub some dirt on and get back in the fucking.
Well, exactly. I mean, when we played, like
my dad coached you too, right? In baseball.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But when we played, I mean, you get stitches, whatever, put a steri strip on it, put whatever, get back in there.
Electrical tape.
Yeah. Like do what you got to do. Stop the bleeding.
Yeah. Fuck electrical tape.
Been there, done that.
a little crazy glue or
you get the McLeods and the McCabe's and the fucking the first together, and you fucking file out a tooth.
Yeah, that's fucked. Those guys are nuts.
Yeah.
So,
That's the
yeah.
only thing. That's the only broken thing I've had is a couple teeth in hockey. I haven't
Yeah.
broken any bones. So just
Now,
a
did
couple
you
teeth.
wear the visor or was it a cage when you played?
I
threes?
think at some point I played. We had the. I was all cage.
All cage.
Yeah, I was right in the transition when they had visors, and then we went to
Because
cage.
we were trying to go a junior A style. Right?
Yeah, no, I think we
When
did
you-
cage. Yeah, it was all cage. Yeah, not the visor.
Didn't they like a few years ago had half visor and then went back to the cages?
So we were talking about the at the Meg meeting last night, meeting of Astoria gentlemen, and Lou was saying, Broman was saying that the South Division wore a visor and the North Division wore the cage.
How
And
does
that's
that
how they kind of fucked them, because when they would lead into checks, they'd make sure that the butt of their head would bounce them in the chin.
Hmm.
And he's like, and Jordan's like, what, fuck, 6'3"? And he's like, I got guys like leaning up, fucking smacking me in the chin.
Like, why would you do that? Put your shoulder into
Right,
them. Like,
right.
you don't need a freaking helmet.
But then but in that era where it started to, hockey started to change, and they were given first man in or third man in, you know,
yeah,
like
those other rules. Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Well,
remember-
third man in, I understand. If two guys are fighting, you don't need a
You
third
don't
guy.
grab
Like,
on.
what do
Right.
you need that for, right?
Right.
That's what the refs are there for, right? If
I
somebody's
hate
getting
it.
somebody's getting pummeled, they're gonna die. Then the ref comes in.
Yeah.
Like,
You fucking
but it didn't happen. I mean,
cover
it just
up.
you
Fuck, he's taking a beat there.
you knew how to fight back then. If you knocked a guy down, you didn't keep punching. You knocked him down, he's done. There you go. That's
Right,
it.
but you remember like back in like Wendell Clark, Basil McCrae, full fucking mount.
Oh, down on the ground, yeah. Okay.
And then there was still
Yeah, they're all
smashing
when
it.
you get the aggression
That's
going, then
crazy.
I've seen video upon video of Clark like having guys pinned on that
in a full mount,
smashing
in a
him.
full fucking
Yeah,
mount,
like my
and
god,
punching his face through.
you'd get
And you know
suspended
what?
nowadays for doing that.
yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's maybe a little extreme. So whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's a balance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
For sure.
That just shows how much the games change when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Five for
fuck.
fighting. And
Used to
remember,
be
it
like
to be
full,
five for fighting,
like,
and then-
yeah,
MMA.
I mean that's part of the part of hockey that I like, the Probert days, the Domi
Yeah.
days. You know, when you'd see good tilts,
Yeah.
like you see really good tilts,
Right.
and now you see what, maybe one a week or something.
Mm.
Like how
Yeah,
many you see?
sometimes, yeah.
You see one a night. Like, it used to be one a night. Now it's one a week.
One a
like,
game.
One a game.
There
Yeah.
was one a game. Like
Yeah.
Back then too, and you would know that those two would mix it up during the games too, right? You're fucking Probert and Clark's, Probert and Domi, like you would feel it in the air the night that
Yeah.
those guys played, just knowing
You
that
can
it's
see
gonna
it.
happen.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see it, you know, you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna go.
Yeah,
And then you see the camera go this way, and you're watching the bottom screen of the TV.
yeah. It's like no,
It's happening back here. It's happening back here.
Go back.
Yeah, they didn't have 5 cameras back
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like they had to catch
yeah,
up.
fuck, they got
Yeah, that's
fucking
crazy,
Cameras on
man.
their Packers now.
Hey,
Yeah.
what rank? I love asking guys what rank. Like, was it like, oh fuck, I gotta go to this rink. I hate going to this rink. Away rink.
Yeah.
Did you just
Bell River.
fucking hate playing in?
No, I didn't mind Bell River. Moortown was kind of. We always knew when we went
That's
to
like the third
Moortown.
person that said Moortown.
Whenever we went to Moortown, I mean, obviously you're taking the bus there to get there, and it was the oldest rink back then, and I don't even know if it's still there. It's probably the same rink now.
Probably.
So it's, and it was just an old rink, and you knew you were gonna like the dressing rooms were shit. Not that we cared.
Joe
I mean,
McLeod
we're-
said the same fucking ring.
But I mean, it was cold. It was like for the fans, there was hardly no
Yeah.
room for the fans. Like I felt bad for fans. I mean, whatever. We're just there to play hockey. We're out there moving. So,
It's
but
all good.
Moortown would probably be the one. It was like the shittiest rink ever.
Just say it. It's a shithole.
It was the shithole. Yeah, it was. But it was always a good fight. I mean, Moortown and Essex always pretty. There was always 3 fights every game at least. with
We've
Moortown.
heard that one. We've heard Wallaceburg a few times too.
Yeah,
We did hear
Wallaceburg.
Wallaceburg a couple
I'd
times.
still take Moortown
Oh,
over
fuck.
Wallaceburg.
But I definitely
Yeah.
think Moortown's in front.
All right, you got a little tally going here.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Okay, so that now I got a couple of things. So you're kind of famous when it comes to like Niagara Falls, right? Like, did you do an eat challenge?
Oh shit! Who told you that one?
I can't reveal my sources.
Oh, I did.
Niagara Falls,
it was called Man versus Food. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the show.
Yeah.
So it's Man versus Food, and I'm a man and I like food.
Oh,
so
man,
I'm like,
40.
I qualify. And no, back then we were playing. It wasn't even for hockey. It was for baseball. We were in a tournament or whatever, and we'd always go eating after, right? And we picked this place called Michelangelo's, which is in Niagara Falls, I think on Lundy's Lane or wherever it is. And everybody always knew if you needed somebody to help you out with your food, Joel, finish it. Like, you got a half a burger here, give it to Joe.
I got another story about that too.
So I'm like, because hey, I don't like wasting shit, right? So if it's sitting there, it's just kind of, I grew up with my family, like they always eat what's on your plate, that whole thing.
And if you don't, your brother will.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was this Man versus Food challenge, and I'm like, well, what's the challenge? And they said, well, you got to eat six pasta entree, or like 6 Italian entrees. So which consisted of I think there was like manicotti, lasagna, like name 6 or whatever it was. And then you had to do like a loaf of bread, and then a bowl of soup
and bread, and
a thing of bread, not a whole loaf, like a whatever loaf,
a bun,
a big ass bun, like big, like 10 small buns,
like you can put a sausage.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, sign me up. And if you ate it all, you got it for free, obviously, right? So that was the kicker.
And your name got put on the wall.
And you get a picture of yourself on the wall with 2 other people.
I could do.
So
now, is there a time limit? You have to get it done by.
It was pretty much like a 2-hour time limit. It wasn't nothing set.
Yeah.
But so I pretty much did it. I did it all, and there was a dessert after. There was like an apple pie you had to do, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do the apple pie.
But you had to eat the apple pie too.
Yeah, you can do it whatever order you wanted, right? I just kind of I just did it, and I was just stuffing, gorging myself. Like, I felt like puking like several times. But I finally I did it, and I got the photo. I got the free meal. and then they published it on one of the shows, Man versus Food. It was on like YouTube or something.
No. So there's a rumor that's out there that you were stuffing lasagna and pasta in your pocket.
No, there was nothing in my pocket. There might have been a few noodles that fell to the ground under the table, but I mean, I'm going to say I did 97% of that food.
That's awesome.
There might have been a little bit that fell under my napkin, but I mean,
whatever.
And then as soon as we went back to the hotel,
puke.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm going out drinking.
Well, and we're drinking beers too, right? We're drinking beers, and you're trying to eat the food, and you're partying. You're at a softball tournament, right? What are you going to do? You're there. What else are you going to do? You're going to eat, you're going to drink, you're going to play softball the next day.
And I'm not going to bed because I'm food drunk. I'm going to bed because I'm drunk.
No. But I did. I got rid of it all, and I think I kept going. I think I kept going. I think I did.
I would have to have a fucking nap after all that food, man.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Dead. Well, now that I'm in my 40s, I'm not doing that anymore.
So your family's very well known, like in the McGregor area. Like I always knew who the Gagnons were. Like, and you had a brother. You have a brother.
I have a brother. Yep, Jeff.
That you played ball with all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know? Like that dad coached. You know, like you and the 2 boys. Or you two?
I had a brother. I had uncles who played for us. Eddie.
And you guys were almost like twins. Like you were very. You looked a lot alike.
Yeah, we look similar. Yeah, right. I mean, we're completely different.
Right,
but
absolutely.
That's like the thing when you're looking from the outside. Brothers look the same.
But when I see you, I'm like, oh, fuck,
yeah,
those are brothers for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So like, and Dad loved you guys. Like, you know, Pop, he was just like the Gagnon boys. I fucking love. If I had a whole team full of Gagnons, I would have went. And I want to say you guys did win OBAs.
Yeah, I think we did a couple. Yeah. Yeah, your dad coached us. He was, your dad was awesome. I mean, cheers to Pops,
Kenny,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was a great guy, you know, never had a bad, like he was always there, positive. Kind of like, just get out there, you know, do your thing and never, you know, never down on anybody.
I'll never forget the story what Pop used to say. He's like, so we're in the playoffs, and the umpires. He makes a bad call, and Dad's chirping from the thing,
Sidelines,
and he's like, you know what? And Dad walks out to him, and he's like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here!" And ump's leaving the game, and Dad's like, "Well, no, you can't do that.
You can't leave the game."
So Dad's like, he's like, "No, Kenny, I love you, but like you can't do this." So like, Dad says, "Well, throw me out," and he goes, "Oh yeah, I could do that."
That's an option. Yeah, I guess. Never thought of
All
that.
right, Kenny, you're out of here. And he goes, "Now you feel a little bit better. You go back in and you do the game." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
He would get right in there. He'd put his heart on his sleeve, and he would
absolutely
like wear it like that.
Dad
Right?
loved his boys and loved winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
and that's how we end up putting our softball team together. Is he's like, yeah, like one day he's like, I know I won't be able to do it. He goes, but I'd really love to play ball with you guys. Like, and there's 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
There's 5 brothers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what about if we put a softball team together?
You already got half a team, yeah. You're already good. You're good to go.
And we just ask each brother to bring their best friend.
And then you're set. Yeah. And that's how it started? That's how it started? Yeah, right on.
So then Dad's calling me on Wednesday. I'm like, Dad, these guys are fucking animals. Like they will be calling me on Sunday morning driving there and saying, ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
So then we put a rule in that if you didn't give 24 hours, it was a case of beer.
Oh, that'll get people going.
Do you know how many people came like this?
Yeah.
And I would make
we used to have a case of beer thing too. Yeah. I remember
that.
that case of beer if you were late.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but you owed a case of beer. Yeah.
Well, if you didn't wear the shirt,
if there was something, yeah.
We had it all down. Like
you got to know how to motivate people these days.
We all wanted to drink beer. It's Sunday fun day, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Hey, I seen that in your last year. You only played 7 games. Did you get hurt or like what happened there?
I think I played more than 7. Oh, you know what? I did play. I went to junior B for a few games for the Bulldogs.
Oh, you played with Windsor?
Yeah. So I don't know if that was why, but I thought I played. I know I got called up to the Bulldogs for a couple games.
So your last year, you weren't captain?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
I think
it only shows 7 games. I think that stat's wrong.
It only I don't know. It only showed 7, but
that's wrong. That's a conspirae.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's somebody else. It's somebody else that doesn't want me to get the most games played.
Warren Reichel has the most games.
Yeah, let's give this guy 7 games.
But I heard it was him.
I was told by somebody else I had the most games played for the Essex 73. Yep, so I was an underager and overager, but I don't know where that 7 games thing that you came. I mean, that stat's wrong in my mind.
Check it out right now.
Yeah. I mean, I played pretty much every game. I was going to school back then. I was in engineering, right?
Because I heard
and I was like studying and doing all that.
So they got you for 7 games in 96, 97. They got you for 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. You've played 164 games total.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, I played way more than 7 games in overager because I played the whole season.
And you wore the C years 4 and 5. You wore the C.
Yeah. So 6.
So year 6, I didn't have
the
C. They said, "Well, let's give a new guy. You're out of here." So
who was the guy?
I don't know. I don't remember who I see. But I played with a lot of, like, it could have been Andre Gervais, could have been he wore the C.
So walk us through like how you get the C for like, I know you don't remember the first goal.
No, it all just blends together.
You got to remember getting the C and them saying, "Hey."
I just remember them saying, "Hey, Joe, you're going to be captain this year," because based off, I was kind of just, I don't know, they just told me, they said you're gonna wear the C this year. And I'm like, okay, yeah. They might have asked me like, do you want it? I'm like, yeah.
Like, it wasn't a big fucking.
Wasn't a big hoopla. It wasn't. No, it's not a big thing. It wasn't.
We're gonna fucking
the C and the A didn't really mean much. I mean, that's kind of like, okay, if you had an A or a C, you'd be the one who goes to talk to the refs if there's an issue. Like, you'd be
that's
the
the way
one.
you looked at it.
That's the way I looked at it. Like, I'm like the diplomat coming in and trying to. If there's an issue, if you got to go to the box and you got to talk to the refs, then send the A, send the C. They'll go there and talk to them.
Yeah,
because you can kind of
Right.
Well, not that I'm going to do anything. I mean, the refs made their mind up.
So he's going to the box.
He's going to the box. So why'd you call it?
Let me go tell Tommy.
Yeah, I'll just repeat it back to my coach. There you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy. But no, it wasn't a big thing. Like A's and C's, it was just a letter. It was just like we're all there as a team. So
yeah, everybody was equal.
Yeah, we were all the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't
Fourth
even
liner, fucking first liner.
No, exactly.
Top
New guy
player.
coming up.
You're only
whatever.
as good as your worst player.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
It's
you got to bring that player up. Yeah.
Right. Don't you can't fucking bitch at that guy. Like you got to do this. No, let's work on him. Let's help him.
Yeah.
Right.
Figure out what it is.
Right.
And
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So have you ever tackled a deer?
Who told you that story? Here, I need a beer for this one. We need a beer for a deer.
I got beer for a deer. Beer for a deer.
I've heard a beer for a year, but this is the beer for a deer story.
Fuck it. I'll give you a beer all day.
So,
all day.
Okay, you can't tell your sources though on that one, eh?
Can't.
Oh shit. So I'm not a hunter. I mean, I'm more of a gatherer.
But like, can we start out with you're driving?
You want the whole story?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
The neighborhood.
Oh, you want to go back to the start of the story?
Right to the beginning.
Oh shit.
Right to the beginning.
Okay.
You have all the neighborhood kids in the car.
Yeah. Well, okay.
You're going somewhere.
Okay, so here's the story. So I have 2 kids. I have a daughter, Caitlin, my son Kyle, right?
Beauties, obviously.
Beauties, yeah. They're adult children now, which is good.
Yep.
But at the time, my daughter was she was probably about 12.
Okay.
And she was in Essex taking like swimming classes, which it's good. She went to be a lifeguard, all that, like the whole shooting match. So I brought her to swimming. Well, I was on my way driving from McGregor to Essex to bring her to swimming.
Right.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see this deer cut across the middle side road.
Yep.
Near like halfway between Essex and McGregor. And it clipped the car in front of me. But luckily, spins it, but the car kept going and everything was okay. But I'm like, I think that deer's in the ditch. Like it kind of like, deer went over and boom. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Caitlin, I'm gonna bring you to the swimming, but I got to go back and get this deer after. So I don't know if I'll pick you up right away. So I brought her, dropped her off, and then I drove back, and I'm like, shit, this is like some good meat, right? I've never hunted a deer before, but I'm like, I bet you this could be some good meat.
Absolutely.
So I had a buddy of mine, Jamie Miller, who's an avid hunter.
I know
you know Jamie Miller. He's like, if you want to go hunting, fishing, you call Jamie. He knows what to do.
The gear,
he knows. So I'm like, Jamie, this deer just got hit. I'm on my way back from Essex.
He's a buddy, Rick Lawrence's.
Yeah. So I'm like, you want to come help me with this deer, and I'll give you half the meat.
Right.
I don't even know how that works. Yeah. Like if the meat's good, if it gets my car, it's gonna be good.
That hind quarter might be a little iffy.
Right. So I'm like, hey, so Jamie's like, yeah, I'm in. Let's go. So I drove back to McGregor, and I got my minivan, Montana, brown Montana at the time.
Beautiful truck.
You could fit
all-wheel drive.
8 people in it. So I'm like, this could be a good adventure for the kids,
no
right?
Free plugs.
So I'm like, this could be a good adventure for the kids in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So I bring my friend Michelle. I bring her daughter Madison. I'm like, hey, you want to come for a ride? We're gonna go kill a deer. We're gonna go slay a deer.
Yeah.
And I bring my son Kyle. And I bring they're like 8 and 4 at the time. I don't even know what age they're. But like, what's Dad doing? and I'm wearing this orange jumpsuit. Look like I came out of jail because I just came home from work and I didn't change. So I go back. I load up the van and I'm like, hey kids, we're going to find this deer. And Jamie Miller, I'm like, hey, meet me there. He drives his car and we're like, okay, we're gonna try.
He's already scoping.
Yeah, he already knows what's going on. So we get there. I got like 4 or 5 kids in my car, in my van. I got, I think, a couple other guys from the neighborhood. Dan Gorham, my neighbor. He's like, yeah, I'll come for a ride. I'll come for a ride. Let's go kill a deer. That was back in the day. We just called somebody up and like, hey, let's go. Let's do it. So we get to the spot. I'm like, hey, this is where it's at. I'm like, I don't know where he is. He's not there anymore. He had the deer had gotten up and he was like figuring it out. But we seen where he went. So
you're tracking him.
Yeah, we're tracking him. So I actually drove the there was a little laneway down the field, and I'm like, drove the van down the laneway with the kids. Yeah. Like, kids, just stay in the van or come out. I don't really care. Right. Like, he's right over there. Like, you see him. You see him. He's in this little ditch. So Jamie Miller, the hunter-gatherer guy, he's like, well, Joe, you've never killed a deer. You got to kill this one. This is your first kill. Like, he's suffering. Yeah. So I'm falling for him. Like, okay, so well, I got nothing. I got no guns. I got like, what do you want me to do? He's like, here, take this knife. He gives me this freaking knife. It's a Bowie knife. I don't know. It was a big knife. And this deer had like horns or whatever you call it, like antlers, right? And it had a lot of them. It didn't have like 2 or 3 because that's, I think, tells you the age of the animal, right? So I'm gonna say, let's say 7-point box. Let's call it a 7-pointer. Okay. Yeah, 7-pointer, right. 3-pointer, 7-pointer, and it was a big one. So they're like, Joe, just go jump on its back and grab its head and then slit its throat. I'm like, well, that sounds pretty easy. Like, so I'll try it. But so Jamie grabs a flashlight. He's like, look, I'll steer the deer this way with my light. So he's like, he's got a flashlight. Well, no, he's in the ditch. The deer's in the ditch, just like trying to survive. And Jamie flashes the flashlight. He's like, look, I'll distract it. I'll say, look, and so looking at the light. So I sneak up, I do a sneak attack from behind, and I'm like, trying to sneak back, and I try to jump. I jumped on the back of the deer. Yeah. And then it almost like impaled me. It gave like a woo, and almost like, got me right in the nutsack. Like the horns. Oh yeah, the horns. The horns. Yeah. Like, I'm like, whoa, it's shit. Trying to survive. So right? I ended up finally getting on it, and then we sliced it, and then you fucking we did a little wow. It was like the kids are watching. I'm like, what's that doing? Like, what? Probably wasn't the best moment of, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was. I mean, back in the caveman days, though, that would have been like, Daddy did it. So that's like the only animal I've really ever killed besides like a fish or something. Like that's like. So then we got to get the deer. We got to like, So now my neighbor, Steve, he's like got his dress pants on. Like he's all prim and proper, works at Windsor Factory, salesman. Okay. And he's like, Steve, help us with this deer. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like full of blood after we were like 4 of us trying to get this in the back of a pickup truck and like bring it back to hang it and skin it, which is a whole other process, which I didn't know anything about. Why? You hear about it, right? So now we're full of blood. Did you bring it back to Rick Lawrence's? We brought it to Jamie Miller's. Okay. In his garage. And if you ever go to somewhere, go to Jamie Miller's. He's got freaking deer heads in his house, fish, like mounts. Chris Steers. It's like walking into Steersy? Yeah, it's like walking into a museum when you go into his house. It's awesome. Awesome for some, but other people are like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on here? But anyway, he was great. He cut all the meat and everything. But so now I'm like, shit, I remember there's something I gotta do, right? Do you remember what it is? Yeah, I do. What? You had to go pick up your daughter. Yeah. So I'm like, shit. I'm paying attention. Yeah, you're paying attention. I had to go pick up my daughter from swimming from her 2-hour lesson or whatever. So now I'm full of blood. I got an orange jumpsuit on. I'm like with my buddy full of blood. Fucking. It's just looks bad. You know how when you go to pick up your kids, you're kind of waiting. You're waiting in the Essex high school or whatever at the thing, and you're full of blood. At the pool. And I brought my daughter's friend Madison in, and she's about 12 at the time. So I walk in with this 12-year-old girl, full of blood, with my other buddy who's in dress pants, full of blood, and we're like, oh, we're just here to pick up my. And then all the other parents are like, "Oh yeah," and they're trying to somebody call the. They're trying to grab the 12-year-old girl. Like, are you okay, Madison? Like, are you?
That's funny, man. Holy
are you all right? Shit. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. That's just my neighbor Joe. They just killed a deer."
That's funny.
Oh, so then we picked her up, and great. Sorry to drag that on, but
I wanted the whole thing because I got bits and pieces of it from a mutual friend of ours.
Oh shit! That's right from the horse's mouth. If I was a horse,
that's fucking funny, bro. That's nuts. Rob, I'm tapped, so whatever you got for him, bro, fire away.
Out. Oh shit!
Oh fuck! I got all kinds, but so. How do you end up in junior B?
That was just like a call up. It just kind of
So
happened.
we're like you affiliate.
I think there was an
Essex
affiliation
affiliation?
between Bulldogs and Essex back then.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's all typically
Because
an
that's the way it
affiliation.
works
That's the
around
way it
here,
works,
right?
yeah.
Everybody's got an affiliate.
Yeah,
with
you go there.
right.
So I don't know if they just needed guys for the couple games, and then like Joe go up there and
Just like basically how you started out in junior.
yeah,
C,
kind
right?
of the same thing. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we're not much of a story besides that. Played
Right.
a couple games and that's it.
Okay,
But
so
I got to see what junior B was like, and it was all good. It wasn't much different, really.
I can tell I could get him on here for a million stories because he's just a fucking beauty. But so some people call you frugal,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like, but only for yourself, not for
Yeah.
other people.
Right.
So
I could
to
see
spend
that.
money on yourself, you have a hard time with that. To spend money on other people, no problem.
I would 100% agree. Yeah.
And I do agree too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hear that like you go into tournaments or hockey, baseball, whatever. So they're on the en route on the 401 and pull over and they're like, hey, we're gonna get some McDonald's. What do you want, Joe? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? Like, like we got another 2 hours. No, I'm good. So everybody buys something, right? And like Joe said earlier when he was talking about it, I don't let anything go to waste. He knows these fucking guys are all ordering too much for themselves.
Well, sometimes
Hey,
that's the
what
case.
you say?
But if I'm hungry, I'm going to order shit.
Right,
Yeah. But
right.
I mean, some
But,
days I'm like,
you can
if I'm with
that's
so and so,
true.
I'm like, yeah.
But
you're
like
gonna-
Buddy orders a 10-piece chicken nuggets. Joe has 2. Buddy eats 3/4 of a Big Mac. Joe has the last bite.
oh yeah.
12, 15 fries. Joe's.
I'll just ask my wife and kids. I'm like, you guys, I know you're not
But
going to
you've been
finish
this
your.
all your life. Growing
Yeah, I
up
don't
with
know what
your
it
fucking
is.
All your brothers. And
Yeah,
shit.
I don't know what it is.
No, I don't.
It's
I
just-
don't need to. But if I'm hungry and you say, Rob, are you
Oh.
hungry? You want something to eat?
Yeah,
buy
I'll buy you some,
I'll buy
yeah.
you some.
Tonight,
what are you
maybe
gonna
we'll-
get? What are you gonna get, Joe? Like, I'm not gonna get nothing. I'm gonna eat whatever you.
No,
don't.
but normally
I'm
I'll
just
yeah. I
kidding.
know.
I'm just
But
kidding.
yeah.
bro,
No,
It's
but it's
awesome.
all good. Yeah.
It is awesome, right? It's
Cheers.
awesome. It's awesome.
I just don't like seeing shit go to waste, but it's all good.
And neither did your parents.
Are there
That's
any
why
are
she
there any
left.
breaks during this, or is this like straight
Straight through?
through? Okay.
Like you want to take a break? Yeah.
No, I don't
yeah,
need a break,
yes.
but I can hold it.
No. Okay. So okay, we'll wrap it up then.
No, don't wrap it up. It's all good.
Are you sure?
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So listen. You know how you score the goals and the fucking horn goes off. I fucking hate the horn. I hate.
You don't like the horn, eh?
I despise it. That's for teams that don't fill their arena.
Like Red
And
Wings,
yeah. And Red Wings started it.
they have the horn. They're like
started
the
it.
horn.
They started it, and they're an
Horn and octopus.
they're an OG6, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, you know how the walk-up music for the baseball players,
Yeah.
right? And shit like that.
Yeah,
right?
little Metallica, little
right,
whatever,
whatever you
AC/DC,
want,
yeah.
Pantera, fuck, let's go.
Yeah.
Right. So when you were potting your goals,
Mm-hmm.
like bar down, if they took the horn out and they were gonna play your song, what would it have been?
Oh shit! Wow, that's a great question. What would it have been?
I get it.
Another one bites the dust, eh, Rob?
No, I get it. We get it all the time.
Well,
right?
it has to be a song that's like made for the crowd. Like they gotta
No,
be
you
just for
you
me.
want to hear it.
Oh
you want to
shit!
hear it. I want to hear it.
Well, to be honest, I like the song
Too
"Simple."
Sexy for my shirt.
Uh,
Sexy for my shirt. So
I mean,
sexy.
I like the song "Simple Man" by Leonard Skinner. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of, but it's not really like for a hockey rink. Like,
But if it's yours, it's
Yeah.
yours.
okay, well, let's do it.
That simple man.
We can even karaoke it if you want later.
Ah,
You got karaoke here? You can.
we can.
Yeah. That might have to be something you add to your features here, because you know every Wednesday night at Woodcraft in Essex they got karaoke.
No free plugs. No
Oh,
free plugs.
shit. Is that bad?
No.
Because I've
We're
been
trying
there.
to promote the fucking peacock.
No, but
right?
the peacock, they go hand in hand. They're
Oh,
right
yeah,
across
they
the street
do.
from each other.
And they feed
So
off
you
each
go
other,
for a
right?
pizza here and you come to the peacock after. It's like you feed off each other. It's
And then the peacock gives you a
it's
ride
like
home.
two birds with one stone.
Two birds getting stoned.
A
with
peacock and,
Jeez.
and a woodpecker. Two
That's
birds
funny.
stoned at once. Oh shit. That might have been my
That's
best
One.
fucking
Rickyism.
Rickyism.
Fucking
Oh,
guys.
shit.
Brutal.
I'm not rocking appliance.
Just water under the fridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Right.
fridge. I hate that when that happens.
Fucking guys. Yeah, I'm
Just
all
in front
tapped,
of it,
bro.
get it.
Rob, what are you thinking? Do you have any more for him?
Oh yeah, I do. So I contacted a great friend of the show, avid listener, writes everything out on paper. I'm not gonna mention any names.
Same name as mine.
But so can you tell us when you're playing for the 73s and you guys go to Cleveland?
Yep.
Right.
Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah.
Right, but you guys pick up two guys from the team you're playing that
Yep.
used to play.
Yeah.
for, right.
That played Caleb Wise was one of them.
Okay.
We ended up picking them up while we are in the tournament. I don't know how it all came down. Like I wasn't part of the coaches, but when we were there, we picked up a guy from Cleveland who we brought back to Essex,
Right.
basically, Caleb Wise, and he was an amazing guy, like great player, great.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was weird. I don't know why we went to Cleveland, but we're like, hey,
It was like a tournament. Like,
it was a tournament in Cleveland. Yeah.
because you were playing junior C, but you were playing in a junior B tournament there.
Yeah, it was equivalent
'Cause
to junior
they're-
B. They're
they're-
different levels.
yeah,
It was different levels.
Right. Because our hockey is way back.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Canada, right?
Right.
I mean, look at the people. I'm biased.
Canada.
We're biased.
Fuck.
But yeah, that was a great time. Joe McLeod, that was a great time with him. And unfortunately, he had an incident that happened to him during that trip, right? Which he
Right.
might have told you about. I don't know.
You got mugged.
Yeah, he got mugged.
Right.
And they stole his wallet.
Stack. Yeah.
He didn't have a phone back then because we didn't have
He
phones.
still doesn't have a phone.
He's got a house phone.
He's the only person today living with a landline.
Probably.
He's the if shit goes down, I'm going to his house.
Yeah, because he's
they'll
it's hooked up. It's
Yeah,
hooked up.
they'll EMP everybody, and nobody's gonna be able to use their phones.
Well, we'll go to Joe's.
I'm going to Joe's.
And he's got a rink in his front yard too, so we can go skating
God.
there too.
On ice skating.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, so you're in Cleveland, and you're playing in this tournament.
Yeah, we're in tournament, and I mean, it was when he got mugged. That was kind of the story of the whole tournament. I don't even remember if we won or whatever the tournament was, but he had lost all his money and everything, so he didn't have any way of paying for anything, right?
No, I get to tell the story.
Oh shit!
I get to go from there.
Okay.
Because you ghosted, and he had no idea. So you call home and say, "Mom, Dad, Joe lost all his money. Like, what do we do?" Like, you're obviously concerned because you love this guy because he's a fucking amazing human being,
Right.
right? And so then you say, "So what do I do?" You say, "Mom and Dad say you don't leave him out of anything.
Right.
You take care of him." So every time Joe would go to pay for something or to go out somewhere, he couldn't go. He had to drink water in the back. And it was like, no. You join in all of this. So they're in Cleveland, right? I want to say 4 days or
4 days. Yeah. 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets to join the group with everybody. So when he's like, "Hey, sorry, I can't," and they're like, "Don't worry, it's already taken care of."
But he never knew who took care of
He
it.
never did for 5 years ish. And then come full circle, he's talking to one of the trainers that used to take care of him and Joe and everybody. And he goes, "You know who took care of that? Joe Gagnon." And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Yeah, Joe Gagnon took care of all of that." Told him the whole story. And like, how could you not?
Well, that's kind of my parents. Like they're always kind of like they're the ones.
Don't leave anybody out.
Yeah, they're the ones who said just do what you got to do and take care of it.
Right.
Pay his bill, pay whatever you got to do. Like it's
make it memorable,
common sense.
Right?
It's just like anybody would do the same.
Anybody would. Yeah. Anybody would. If I had 10, 20, whatever.
if whatever you can do, exactly.
Or I talk to the team and I say, hey, listen, everybody fucking throw in $20 and we're gonna give this back to Joe, and Joe's gonna, do what he can.
Exactly.
So yeah, amazing.
Beauty.
Cheers to that. Cheers to Joe.
Fucking right. Man, this has been fucking pretty good.
We try.
We're
hey, is there a bathroom right there, real quick?
We're
we're all done.
Oh, we're done.
We're well over an hour here, boys.
Oh shit! I thought it was 3 hours.
Good. No, it's all good.
So I get money back then?
Yeah.
I thought I was here for 3 hours.
No. Well, you're going to be here for 3 hours no matter what.
Well, we're going after this. Oh, I know. We're going to the green room later. Hey, you guys haven't been to the green room. You got to go to the green room tonight.
Oh, no free plugs.
No free plugs. Or the Peacock, either one.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, Joe, thank you, man. This has been great. We'll have beers or golf or something.
Oh, for sure.
We'll have to do something.
Nice chatting with you today.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome.
We'll golf. We'll go throw a few slices out there on the course.
Yeah, we'll lose some balls and drink some beers.
For sure.
I'm all good with that.
I'll be in the center of the fairway. Just so you know.
As long as the beers are cold. As long as the beers are cold, that's all that matters. We're having fun.
For me, I'll be in the center of the fairway.
Oh God, here we go. All right, thanks, Joe.
All right, take her easy.
And there he is, folks. Joe Gagnon, absolute beauty. The deer story, complete nut. But it's pretty funny. It's good stuff. So fucking.
I shouldn't have went out with him last night. Fuck.
Oh, so that's who you were with?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We left right from here, and fuck.
I could tell when we got done the interview that you guys were gonna get after it.
Went to the Woodcraft, went to fucking the casino. Like it was just, boy.
I could tell you guys were gonna get after it. You guys looked like you were having a good time. So I'm like,
we were. Well, we crushed like fucking 8 beers in the hour and a half we had them. Fuck, it was awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
It was so much fun.
So big shout out to Joe. I'm sure
thanks, Joe.
I'm sure we'll see Joe around. Gabe Landeskog is now out. It's season ending, right? Or it's not like whole playoffs or anything, it's just season.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had knee surgery, so they'll usually never say what exactly it is this time of year, would they?
I thought they did. I thought it was like a
I didn't look, to be honest with you. I just seen that he had surgery and he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. So
his knee surgery. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see him during the playoffs at some point. Our boy Joey P. How old is he? He's got to be 37, 38 years old, signing a 1-year deal, $5.5 million with the Stars again. He's staying in Dallas, so
good for him.
What a fucking
1 year.
What an addition. What an addition he's been to locker room guys. But he scores. Here's the thing though. That guy scores humongous goals during like playoff runs in San Jose, man. Fucking he scored some huge goals. So he's staying still in Dallas there. My nose is fucking itchy. I don't know why. Sad news for my Red Wings. Fabry, torn ACL. Done for the season. Done for the season. So you're better off to just shut it down. You know what I mean? And fucking get the surgery. It's not like we're going to go to the playoffs or anything here. We're still out of it a little bit, but
rest up for next year.
I'm overall happy with how they've been this year, though. They're in games. Yeah, they're still getting their asses kicked once in a while, but they're in more games and they're actually winning some games too. They fucked me over a couple times on some bets this year, but I'm like, but it's a pools one. Like I did a fucking pool sheet one night. There was like 12 games. I got a fucking 11 of them right. The game I got wrong, the Red Wings, because they beat like fucking Carolina or something, like, you know what I mean? It was just something crazy like
they
that.
Shouldn't beat.
What I need to do is like treat them as I would the like Lions when I play the fucking NFL pools. What I need to do is just box them.
Yeah.
Right. Cause then I don't have to ever worry about them.
Some way, your own team is going to fuck you over.
It always happens.
Yeah.
Always fucking happens. And one last note here before we get flying here, because it's Sunday fun day. So Patrick Kane passes Bobby Hall for second all time in Blackhawks history with 1,154 points. They're talking about he might be on the move, eh? I guess the Rangers are trying to make a push for him.
It'd be awesome to go from Chicago to New York.
If he goes to New York with the guys that they have over there. Oh,
I know, but New York isn't impressing me at all.
New York's awesome right now. Rangers, man, my God. And he would look pretty fucking good in that Ranger uni, though. But it'd probably be weird because we're used to seeing him in that red and black and white, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that'd probably be weird. So, end of the show. We're going to the beaut of the week. Do you want me to go first or you?
You can go first.
I'm going with the U11 AE team going on to the OMHA finals. I got to stick with them. I hope they win it, honestly. So that's this way we can come on here and say that they won it. So I'm going with the U11 AE travel team here in Essex. My beauts of the week. You?
Nice. I'm going with the 73s. So they played a game. Was it Thursday night?
They're up 2-0, right?
Right. But they played a game against Petrolia on Thursday night, and they had 72 shots in the game. They had 37 shots in the first period.
Wow.
In the first period, they had 37 shots. Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
That's a game. That's a full game. Like that poor fucking goalie on Petrolia. Like, oh my gosh.
Jesus.
And it was 5-2 in the first period.
My God. I think Chittle had one, Smith had one, I think Shirky had one. Halsey had a few assists. I seen that. Like what I love is all the guys that are on the show are just tearing it up right now.
Yeah.
Which is great. By the way, guys, go fucking watch these games. They're in the playoffs. The boys are buzzing. Go pack the barn. Yep. Let's fucking do it.
When are we dropping this episode? When does it fall?
In about a couple hours.
Okay. Well, and get down to the arena today. It's 2:30 start time. So yeah.
Yeah, but even then, future home games for this whole playoff run, let's fill the place now that we can. So you can do it. All the snack bars, you're serving beer and all that stuff again, which Rob and I are going to get into now that I swung over on a days. So I'm hoping that we can watch them for the sweep this week. No, because they're going to win today and then fucking be there.
They'll be in Petrolia.
Yeah. So either way.
Probably Tuesday, I think it is.
Yeah. So we'll have to catch the next round. But are you going to the game today?
Yeah, I'm going to the game.
I'll be playing.
Because I got hooked up with 8 tickets, so I gotta spread them out too, right? So
snap them around.
4 of them are already gone.
Perfect. All right, everybody. We'll see you. Aunt Rob signing off on Sunday Fun Day. Have a good one. We'll talk to you guys on Friday. See ya.
Stay safe. Peace.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got lost along the way. I had so much more to say. If I could do